Ohayou gozaimasu. Genki desu ka? For today's episode, we're going to do something a little different. Instead of lacing gloves or repairing gloves or whatever, we're actually going to sew the patches that I got. Ding. So they came yesterday in this neat little pouch. Well, they came in a packaging thing, but they come in this little pouch. And I sewed some already on, which I'll show in a minute. But they came with 3 of these little guys, which is on one of them is on a glove. Came with 3 of these little guys, which this one's going to go on the glove today. It came with a large one, which I'll show you in a second, and this is the largest of them. This one terrifies me. Oh, because it's 9 o'clock. This one terrifies me. I don't know why I don't like the idea of antennas being that long. But I have this one. So it was 3 of those. 3 of those. This one, the large one. Oh, and then these 2, which we're going to be sewing onto my batting gloves. So it's a nice little selection, and it's random. You really don't know what you're going to get. I'm kind of happy that the color, you'll see in a second, that I got is the one of the favorite colors of someone pretty important to me. So that kind of like is a dedication to her. So, excuse me, pretty awesome. Don't even start. Not today. Yesterday was a friggin' unnecessarily stressful day. But the Giants, in typical fashion, and super typical fashion from last season, pay all this money from Mark Melanson because their last closer was junk, and he blows his first save of the season. So the Giants are already in the last place in their division. I don't know how loud that is because I kind of have that sitting there. The A's did win, so congratulations to the A's on their first win. They had 3 home runs, 1 from Stephen Vogt and 2 from Chris Davis. Not too bad, not too bad. I think I know who this is. I gotta find out. I think I know who this is. See. I don't think it's gonna register it. Nope. I don't get it. Oh, it is Julie London. I knew it. Said it's not Crimea River. That's her song, but I knew it. Great voice. Great voice. Okay. So that's and then Aoki got his first hit of the season in his first game, so that was cool. And the Marlins lost. Pretty much all the teams that I was rooting for lost. So that was not a good day. Tanaka got whomped on in his first start. That happened. But anyways, so to kind of show you an example of what we're doing today, this was done last night. Okay, so that one's sewn on there. Unfortunately, I should have done yellow threading, but I was impatient. I probably could take this gold Sharpie that I have to kind of blend it, but it's not that big of a deal. I don't really use this glove a whole lot, but I use it enough that I felt like it was warranted to have a butterfly on it. And then this is the one I was talking about. I love that color. That kind of like lighter teal, like Easter blue color. And I just happened to have the right thread for it. It was awesome. So it looks pretty seamless, especially from a distance. I mean, that's pretty seamless looking. And if you notice, there's this little like square, dark square. It's because that's right there. Pow! and you can't get a SSK shirt. I don't think so. Home and Clown don't play that shit. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I just purchased those. So when they come in, potentially tomorrow, but they're supposed to come in for sure, I guess Thursday. I'm gonna do a basically like no, I won't do an unboxing review. Well, I mean, it'll be unboxing, but I'm gonna still open them anyways and walk around with them. But like, give an idea of what I think they might feel like. But I got these, and I'm thinking about getting these to use when I play in the infield. This is gonna be more of an outfielders thing, but for the infield, I might go with these because I've used Keystones in the past, and I liked them, but mine are kind of small. I'm a 10.5 in Nikes, and the ones I have are 10, so they are kind of small. But these are the Ultra Fly, so they're actually pretty light, and they kind of have this Nike Vapor vibe. Oh, well, I guess they are Vapors. What I'm talking about is a soccer cleat. I didn't realize that said Vapor. That's my bad. Yeah, they look like the Vapor soccer cleats that I used to wear. So, and they're low cut, whereas these are mid tops, I hope. But I love the fact that, sorry about that, that this is all basically kind of like a built-in sock. Like the cleat itself doesn't have a tongue per se, whereas these ones do. It's kind of hard to see, but that's an actual floating tongue. This is all combined in one, and I love that. The shoes that I'm wearing right now, and I wear in a lot of my BP videos, the Nike finger traps, excuse me, are like that, and I love the way that feels. It feels, I mean, these are the shoes that I wear in my video are 12s. I'm not a 12, but they still feel secure enough because of that like sock-like vibe. So I'm really excited about these, and this was such a good price too, you know. But I'm thinking about getting these because that's also a good price, and they just happen to have my size. So I'm thinking about it. But no, so this is what we got. So this right here will be the lacing that I will use for the first baseman's mitt I just showed you with the teal-ish turquoise. I guess it's turquoise. This might be a little too dark, but it's close enough for me to be content, and I just like that design. There was another one I was looking at up here. Whoops, up here. I know. That's bigger. I think that's bigger. Maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. But for some reason, I just liked the way this one looked better. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is the same thing. But this one this picture just looked better, so I just went with that. So I went with that for that one. My Mizuno, the one that had the first butterfly, if you've watched some of my previous episodes, I went with this because this is our colors for our tournament team. So I'm going to relace it with this. So you'll get to see an episode where I relace a modified trapeze, which is a lot more complex than anyone I could do normally. And then for the one that we're going to sew this butterfly patch onto today, glove-wise, I'm going with the Secret Lady. Yeah. I think it'll look good. That one was more of a luxury. I really didn't need to relace this one, but I just really like this color scheme. These are my two favorite colors right here, in pink and black. So, and it'll match the butterfly that I'm putting on there. So whatever. It's cheap enough and it's free shipping. So, for $4.49, I can lace the entire glove, and like I said, with leather, it would cost 6 times the amount, if not more, because I can find lacing sometimes under that price or at that price. Normally, leather lacing goes upwards of like $6-7 bucks. But that's what we have coming next week. So I will have at least an episode for one of my friend's gloves because she already bought her lacing. I'm still waiting on another girl to choose what lacing she wants to get, and then the 3 that I now have coming. Ooh. So that's that's what we're gonna do. But today we're gonna focus on basically sewing this right there, and then sewing each of those butterflies right here, but we're going to take off this patch. And then I'm thinking about taking off this palm guard area, and then if you can't see the palm guard on the back side, I think I'm going to flip it and then stitch it with like my name written down or something, but I'm not entirely sure how if it's see-through or not. So we'll see. We'll give it a shot. So the tools of the trade for today, I gotta fix that. I didn't put them in the right holes, I think. That's what she said. But that's how that's supposed to go. I don't know. But anyways, this is our needle kit. Except I'm missing one. I still don't know where that is. No one stepped on it, so maybe I didn't drop it down here. But this is a needle kit that you can get from Daiso, which is a neat little franchise of like $1.50 franchise. There's other things on there that are like $3, $6, but it's pretty cheap stuff, and it's mostly stuff from Japan or made for the Japanese consumption market, so that's pretty cool. This one happens to come with a bunch of sharps in here, some sharps and some short darners here. Then you have the threader right there. You have a carpet needle, you have a sail needle, a sack needle. This one was for straight upholstery, but that's not there anymore. And then this one is what I used to do the first butterfly. And that one's it's basically like a suture needle, and it works wonders, except it's huge, and so it was putting big holes in the leather. In hindsight, the funny thing is, if you remember my previous videos, the stitching was done so it was like this, like, you know, it was you could see the stitching. This one I was able to do it so I was going in and out, in and out, in and out, and so it looks more seamless. And I ended up using a short, actually this is still a sharp, and you can see it's kind of bent a little bit now because that one probably wasn't designed for leather, but it still ended up working, so I gotta give that one props. It didn't end up working. It's probably not the one I'm going to use. I probably will use it today just so I can save the other ones. And then I'm going to use one of the small sharps to do the batting gloves because that leather's not very thick. And then we're going to use black for this guy, obviously. And then I have the pink for the pink one, and I have the dark green for the green one. Let's cut the thread, and this is going to be more for the leather, so that way I can grab the needle and push it in and then pull it out. And that's it. That's pretty much all we should need. Excuse me, all we should need. So let's do the glove first, because that one's going to be the harder, I think. The cool thing is I can actually strap this one off. So the ones I had to do the last few days, or yesterday, I had to go in and out in this very small space in this area, and it wasn't fun. So this one should be a little bit easier. Okay, I'm gonna mark there where that corner is. It's like right about there. Just so that way I know I don't want to have to end up having this thing super stretched out. Okay, cool. So like I said, we're gonna use the bent needle. We'll see. It might snap on me. It's happened before. And we're gonna use the black thread. this needle out of the way. Wow. So Mike Trout and Bryce Harper both hit their home runs. So those two, they've already started their home run trends. Chris Davis, though, hit 2. And I don't think anyone's hit 3 yet. But Madison Bumgarner, the pitcher for the Giants, hit freaking 2 home runs in the game, even though they lost. But he did good until the 6th. Then he kind of imploded on himself a little bit. But, well, it's early in the season, I suppose. Alrighty, here we go. Put the first stitch in. Now, I was on point yesterday when it came to stitching. Sometimes you're literally just kind of like picking at straws when it comes to poking it back up through. But I was hitting every spot that I wanted to hit, and it was awesome. So I'm hoping that translates into today, but we'll see. The only thing I don't like about this thread is it's pretty weak, so after a while it'll fail and I have to redo it again. I'm hoping that's not the case today, but it was doing it on me a little bit yesterday. Oops. I stabbed myself pretty good yesterday too. I was like, I wish I had a thimble in that situation. That's not the needle I'm looking for. Alright, hold on. Whoa, let's get you out of the way. Yeah, and then I'm going to probably do another episode here soon, doing a kind of a brief rundown of the NPB, for those of you that are interested in what the NPB is all about. So look for that soon. And if any of you have been watching or watched the BP session from this past basically yesterday, but this past weekend, and we're wondering why it looked like I was swinging a 400-pound bat. It's because I had taken a sleeping pill the night before because I didn't feel like I was gonna be able to sleep. Unfortunately, that thing did not wear out when I got to the field. So I was that first hour I was still so out of it, and I had pretty much slammed an entire monster, and I still felt so out of it. And I was like, so lesson learned. I'm just gonna have to. I can still fight through sleep deprivation, but that sleeping pill just couldn't do it. I probably needed another 2 hours of sleep, and I would have been fine, but I had to make sure I got up early so that way everything was accounted for and ready to go because I got most of the equipment. So that's alright. Fielding felt good. I made some stupid plays that I'm not happy about, but hey, that's why we make them out there instead of in the games. Jesus Christ, what? Oh my God, man. I'm wondering if I should do the antennas. I don't think I will. They're so short that I don't think they're going to be an issue. If I have to, I can always just go with some silver. If this was a customer's glove, I would definitely use silver. I would actually go with two different stitching sessions. But since this is mine, I'm not really that picky. I'm not looking forward to the allergy season at all. Let's see what else happened. Nate, who I play with on Wednesdays, since it always feels like they use me anyways, even though I just want to go and watch, just got married over the weekend to Amanda, who my sister and I grew up with. Played soccer for my dad and all that fun jazz. So, congratulations to them. What else has gone on? Oh, the Warriors play tonight. I think they have a back-to-back. I'm almost certain they have a back-to-back. My old man doesn't think so, but I could have swore they do. Oh, I never even did. Oh, because you know why? Okay, so I'll do that real quick. Because my router crashed. Excuse me, my router crashed, so I had to redo this. All right, so let's see what we got. That's actually a good game right there. That's kind of a good game right there too. It's a big game for the Nuggets. This is a big game for these guys. This is a big game for these guys because they're behind the Celtics, who are not playing. Stop it! This is a huge game. Not so much for the Jazz. I don't think the Jazz... Oh, the Jazz can drop. The only spot that's pretty much for sure is the Rockets. They're going to take third, no matter what. No one's going to catch up to them, and they can't catch up to the Spurs. But Portland and the Nuggets are fighting one another for that last spot. But yeah, we get the Timberwolves. And then, I could have swore, yeah, see? The Warriors play again. He's an idiot. That's a huge game right there. I think that's 7-6 right there. 7-6 right there. That's a big game right there for both of those guys. That's the game right there, though. Hopefully we can take care of business and go wham bam, and then that would make us 65. But we'll see. But this game right here, because the Celtics are number 1 in the East. Look at the discrepancy; it's amazing. We have 13 more wins at this point than the best team in the East. The Rockets, who are number 3, have 2 more than the best team in the East, and then the Spurs, who are number 2, have obviously 9. I feel for these guys, and they don't really care. But the Spurs are 59 and 17, and no one even talks about them because the Warriors are 63 and 14. It's incredible. But this is a big game because if Cleveland wins, I don't know who has the series. And that's going to be a big deal because it could come down to a tiebreaker. That's a huge game tomorrow. Jesus Christ. That's going to be fun to watch. That's Wednesday tomorrow. But I thought so. So they play back-to-back. I thought so. So anyways, the Warriors are on a 11 game. I think they're on I thought they were on a 12, but maybe they're on an 11 game. Something like that. Win streak. I'm almost certain they're on a 12 because I thought they mentioned that this is the second time this season they've been on a 12 game. It's tied their best streak of the season, which is incredible because about 3 weeks ago, you would thought that the entire Warriors nation had just collapsed into itself, Pompeii status. When Durant got hurt, and then they lost like three games in a row or something crazy like that, 4 out of 5 or whatever. And then just they figured themselves out, and we're gonna look back on. I hope we're gonna look back on this, and if the Warriors can win the championship, they'll look back on this that moment when Zaza Pachulia ran into Kevin Durant's leg, and say that this was the reason they won it, because I felt like the Warriors up to that point had kind of relied a little bit too much on Durant. I don't think Thompson and Curry were really, not that they weren't putting out good efforts, but Durant is just the kind of player that can actually, like Durant, not Durant, like LeBron. I guess Thomas is similar to that. And, those players that, obviously Harden and Westbrook and stuff, that can win a game by themselves. Like that, you kind of got that vibe at times. And then the bench players, didn't feel like the depth was there, And since then, McGee has stepped up even more than he already has. Westbrook coming back has stepped up. Clark has stepped up. Livingston is starting to find himself again, and he was an integral part. Iggy's playing like his 2015 NBA playoff MVP status, So the Warriors, I think, finally found themselves as a whole as a result of this. And if Durant can come back quick enough and reestablish himself, it's gonna be pretty deadly in the playoffs. But we'll see. You never know. The crazy thing about the playoffs is all it takes is a couple bad games and adios amigo. So, but right now the world looks good in the Warrior Nation eyes. And they said that he looks like he could potentially play the last 3 games of the season, and which I like. Some people might say like, well, no, you shouldn't be playing him. You should just make sure that he's ready to go in the playoffs. But you got to understand. I understand it from a coaching perspective that no matter what you do in practice, you can never replicate a game situation. And he needs that because he needs to get mentally sharp again, as well as physically sharp again to the game situation environment. Especially because there's a possibility they might play the Trailblazers. I don't think they're going to play OKC. I would prefer not to play against OKC because that's going to be a bloodbath of a playoff series, and I can see some people getting hurt, and that's the last thing we need. Because I personally think that didn't help our cause last season when Curry got hurt. I think that kind of fucked things up a little bit. The Warriors still should have taken care of business, and they know it. And that's another thing too is everyone got so pissed off about the Warriors blowing the hell. Why did it just do that? I don't understand why it just did that. I don't know. I have no idea why it just did that. It's random. There's a couple times where this thing's... I don't know why it stitches like that. Whatever. That's right. We just restarted again. But yeah, him getting hurt kind of messed everything up. But they still should have been able to take care of business. Oh, everyone should know who this is. This is all Blue Eyes right here. Okay. Let's try that again. So anyways, that's the basketball world. I don't know what the fuck is going on in hockey, so I can't tell you anything there. I think the Sharks are doing pretty good, though. At least they were doing pretty good for a while. I don't know if they've imploded on themselves like they usually do. Let's see what else. Obviously, there's no football. Oh, so for those of you in the world that... or in the Bay Area, I suppose. I don't think very many people outside the Bay Area would be watching this, but for those of you that live in the Bay Area and live under a rock or some sort of large object, the Raiders will not be in Oakland in 3 years, I believe. I believe in 3 years' time is when they're going to move to Vegas. You know, the funny thing is, I'm surprised Vegas doesn't have more pro teams. Well, I don't know if that would interfere with what their big money making situation is when it comes to the casinos, but you would think that they'd have more teams than just, like, I know, like, they have minor league teams, but why not have a professional team? It doesn't make any sense. And then you got places around the country that most people have never even heard of, and they have professional teams, so it's pretty interesting. I've always wondered that, but it won't matter because they have one coming now, and it's interesting because obviously I know a lot of Raiders fans, and it's fun to see which ones will stick around and which ones are gonna give up on the Raiders. I can't imagine them being Niners fans. I don't know, that might seem sacrilegious, so who knows what they're gonna do. Shit happens. Teams leave. And then we did Gyoza Palooza, as the boss man affectionately called it, on Sunday. Sunday. That was a lot of fun. I basically just cooked up a shit ton of gyozas, made some miso ramen too. That was kind of last minute. I would have loved to have done sukiyaki, but we would need to buy a lot of meat for that, and Ranch 99 is not Oops, 1 second. It's not a cheap place to buy it, so. But if I go to Mitsuwa anytime soon and pick some up, maybe we can do that. But yeah, we got to watch the Giants blow it, and then I watched my first, not just WrestleMania, but like full-blown legitimate wrestling match. And I'll admit, with alcohol, it's definitely a lot more fun to watch. But again, my mindset has to be that it's not a sport. See, there it goes. There we go. One second. I knew this was going to eventually happen. This is going to be a pain in the ass. So you know what? Fuck you then. I'm just going to make sure that it's singed down right. Alright, I think that's all we're going to really need anyways. Oh man, I know that feeling. It should have went from the bottom. Oh well. It's alright, I'll trim that one down. I think we got it though right there. Man, we didn't miss it by much. I'm going to put one more in there just that way we can finish off at the bottom. And at least one. Finish that like that and do one more. Alright. Just kind of trim things a bit. There we go. Doesn't look bad. Oh, look. There we go. So now we have a butterfly on our infielders mitt. Oops. Yeah, that was much easier than what I was doing with yesterday. That first baseman's mitt, that was a lot of work. Oops. That was a lot of work getting that one in because you can't undo this thing because you know they have the strap thing, so it was constantly under. Kind of had to pull it out, flip it, slide the thing in there, push up. It was a pain in the ass, but I did it, and I'm happy about that. And when I get that lacing, that's gonna look really good. And that way, I can free up some orange lacing for another glove. But yeah, I like it. Looks good. I got to do a little bit of writing like I did in this one. Whoops. That'll be the same for this one. For this one, it'll be a little different because this is for a different person. So that's that one. So now we're going to do the. Well, I guess maybe we could just do that as another episode. We could do that. So I can practice trying to do my outro. So, 見ていただきありがとうございました。次回は声系グラブ処理サービスでお会いします。さようなら。